What's good, you guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Puncher's Point. Y'all, the time is here. Within next week to come, we have Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk, the fight we all been waiting for. Now, originally this fight was supposed to take place earlier this year, but we all know the fight had got postponed due to the fact of Tyson Fury suffering a cut in sparring due to the close to the eye, and now we're postponed all the way to May 18th, which is next Saturday. And I know a lot of people been talking about it. A lot of people been waiting, and a lot of people been speculating, having their differences of opinions. Of course, now we're here to give our breakdowns, our opinions, and our predictions. Now we're gonna jump straight into it like a swimming pool. Now, breakdown. First fighter. I want to start with Tyson Fury. Here's the thing about Tyson Fury, right? And as crazy as it sounds, Tyson Fury is more so of a tall guy, but who carries a lot of weight but can move. That's why a lot of people give him so much praise and credit because he moves so fast for a guy of his size and his stature. Now, one thing about Tyson Fury, I'll say is this, right? Tyson Fury, he can box. Very slick on the feet. He has a good way of sticking out that jab, pulling back, sticking back, moving out the way. He does have some kind of head movement, which I will say is in a way impressive for somebody for his size. Now, what a lot of fighters need to take real good look at is the fact that he uses his weight as an advantage. When I first started watching Tyson Fury, I used to be like, man, why does he come in so heavy? Why don't he just come in light? Part of him fighting and part of him coming into fights in the shape he does is because of his weight. He uses his weight to lean on guys to kind of tire them out in the clinch. He did it with Wilder. At times, he did it with Chisora. At times, he did it with White. I mean, it's just something he uses to help him, edge out, get an advantage. You know how things go. Um, Nice boxing, can move on his feet. Now, one thing I will say is this: Tyson Fury, he's one of those I'm a taunt you types, and I don't really understand why he does this because we've seen him touch the canvas a few times. We know, in case a lot of y'all don't know, he's been dropped in the past by a guy named Steve Cunningham. Of course, y'all well know Fury for being dropped by Wilder. Um, First fight and the third fight. He tends to try to showboat. And I always say this: it doesn't matter what round you in, it doesn't matter how much you up on the scorecards. You never want to showboat because at the end of the day, it's still a boxing match, and one punch can change anything. He can box, he can move nice on his feet. He has some nice, decent head movement. He likes to stick that jab out. He likes to use his weight on you and whatnot. But the problem is, he sometimes keeps his chin in the air because he gets too comfortable with his boxing style. And that's my strengths and my weaknesses for Tyson Fury.
The one strength that I see from him, and it was one of the things that really annoyed me in those Deontay Wilder fights, because for y'all that don't know, we gonna tell you guys our bias right now. We are Deontay Wilder fans. We're not the biggest fan of Tyson Fury. I'm gonna say that right now. But I can't speak for Breezy, but I can speak for myself when I say I got a lot of respect for Tyson Fury. I got a lot of respect for the stuff that he went through and how he was able to come out the other side and be able to accomplish the things that he did. Now, with that being said, when I was watching it as a Deontay Wilder fan, the one thing I kept saying, I was yelling at the TV in hopes Deontay Wilder would actually hear me. Stop falling for the feints. Tyson Fury is really good at it. He's really good at those feints. He's very good at just making opponents flinch, making them think that he's going to throw a punch and not really throwing that punch. And Deontay Wilder felt for those feints every single time. And because of that, he left himself open. Tyson Fury came in and was able to do a lot of damage to Deontay Wilder, not only in the second fight, but the third as well. The feints to me is the strongest thing for Tyson Fury. Obviously, you mentioned his weight and how he's 270, close to 280 pounds, and how he's able to just bully opponents, get them on the ropes, use his body weight on them when in the clinch to tire them out. And like you said, it's very impressive that a guy who's 275, 280 is able to move the way he moves. It's very impressive that Deontay Wilder, basically somebody of that caliber of a fighter, Tyson Fury was just able to go in there and do what he needed to do against him. Guys like Chisora, guys like White, these guys were good fighters. Even Francis Ngannou at times. It just seemed like Tyson Fury's weight was too much for them. He would tire them out. And Tyson Fury always knows how to get it done. Great head movement. Again, he's very good at fighting on the outside and the inside, which is something that not a lot of fighters can do in today's day. Fighting on the outside and fighting on the inside is very important for fighters. So I think that Tyson Fury being able to do both and not just sticking to one is also a very rare strength. Now, weaknesses. I'm going to say this right now. He's the type of guy that has a lot of success against power punchers, but power punchers have also been able to kind of showcase some of those weaknesses with Tyson Fury. I do think his chin is deceptible. I do think that those Deontay Wilder fights definitely had an impact on that chin. And you guys might be thinking, oh, well, he's a Deontay Wilder fan, so he's going to say that. No. Tyson Fury said it as well. He said it. He said those Deontay Wilder fights did something to me. He's talked about it himself, how it has probably took some toll. Those three fights definitely took a toll on him. He said it himself. Go back and research it. I will say that all the times he got knocked down, if you notice, it's majority, maybe 75% of it has been a right hook. And even the Deontay Wilder, the second knockdown in the first fight, even though that was a left hook, let's be honest, the right hook is what was making him fall. Deontay just followed off with the left hook. So I will say this. If Usyk is going to beat him with anything, I would say that right hook. That's what I would say right there. Now, with Tyson Fury, I have noticed that not many guys are willing to push the pressure with Tyson Fury. Not many guys are willing to go in there and push him back. Not many guys are willing to use their jab against Tyson Fury. And I'm going to be honest with you, besides maybe Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk, and maybe Anthony Joshua, the whole heavyweight division just doesn't know what a jab is. It's crazy to me how they just don't understand the concept of a jab. We said it millions of times before. Now, for the people that are watching on YouTube, obviously you guys are new to us, but if you go back at the podcast, we've said it many times before. The most important punch in boxing is the jab. We have said that many times before, but it just seems like the heavyweight division is lacking that. Besides Usyk, Fury, and even Anthony Joshua, besides those three, it just seems like the heavyweight division doesn't have a jab. And I feel like Tyson Fury fighting a lot of heavyweights with a jab, I'm very interested to see how he's going to react to that. Ngannou tried it a little bit, but he didn't stick with it. And I do think that was his mistake. But I'm very interested to see how Tyson Fury reacts when a fighter is going to use their jab to push him back because he can counter with a hook. If a heavyweight throws a hook, he knows how to counter, slip that, and basically throw a counter punch and knock them down, hurt them, all those types of things. But I never seen Tyson Fury react by getting pushed back with a jab. And I think Usyk may be the guy to do that. Now, what I will say is, as far as keys to victory for Tyson Fury, the way I'm going to end it here, use your size like you've been doing. Make sure you carry this into the later rounds and get Usyk tired. And last but not least, just keep on boxing. Don't try to go in there and slug with Usyk or anything like that. Make this your fight. Go in there and prove that you are the better boxer. And those would be my three keys for Tyson Fury.
Now on to Alexander Usyk. We've covered Alexander Usyk in the past. We know Alexander Usyk, he beat Anthony Joshua not once, but he beat Anthony Joshua twice. We know Alexander Usyk, he got in the ring with Daniel Dubois, and it had some controversy to it. But here and all, he ended up getting a stoppage victory over Daniel Dubois. Now, the breakdown. Here's the thing, right? His strengths. For somebody his size too, coming from cruiserweight, he move fast, fast hands, very, very consecutive pressure at the body. He attacks the body very well, cuts angles and corners. Me and Mario mentioned that in the past. He knows how to cut those angles and those corners in ways that a lot of guys at that division can't. So the fact about him coming in with pressure, coming in with the body shots, coming in with the angles in the corners, that alone gives a lot of fighters trouble and problem enough, especially for a guy like Tyson Fury, who tends to showboat and try to take the fight into the middle. Now, what I will say about Usyk too is that he has moments where he sticks that jab and he comes with a hook. And it's not just a hook, it's a powerful hook because he has power in not only his left hand, but his right hand. So he's carrying a powerful shot with the jab, with the hook. He extends that jab out and he comes back with a hook, which hurts a lot of fighters. The thing about Alexander Usyk is this, right? And we seen a little hole in the Dubois fight where, we had the controversial whether it was a knockdown or not. And the thing about it is a lot of people felt there was a knockdown, and a lot of people felt that fight should have been stopped. So although he can dish body shots, but the saying about can he take those body shots can be said almost certainly that he can't. It's coming off that Daniel Dubois performance. Seems like that if you can take that body early on and consistently go to that body, you have a chance not only hurting him, but putting him on the canvas. Now, of course, with things went the way it did with Daniel Dubois, he ended up getting back up and getting that stoppage victory. But somebody like Tyson Fury, who can tire you out in the early rounds, who can lay on you in the earlier rounds and stick that jab and establish the reach and the range on you, one can only think that in this fight, Alexander has to come prepared. He's going to have to be defensively sound, and he's going to have to be ready to cut angles and corners and be ready to slip out from under pressure of Tyson Fury's height, range, and pressure, and his weight too. No pun intended. Now, the thing about it is too, he's going to have to also be very elusive in the inside. You don't want to be too outside because at the same time you're still fighting a taller, rangier Tyson Fury. Um, I think he has to mix it up some. Obviously, cut those angles and corners. I know Tyson Fury, he does like to move a lot on his feet and whatnot, but I feel like that if Alexander Usyk can mix a little bit of pressure combination inside with a little bit of outside and cut those angles off, back him up, push him up, make it uncomfortable. When fighters get in the ring with Tyson Fury and they push the pressure and they make it uncomfortable for Fury, Fury sometimes cracks under pressure in the fold. Y'all seen it in the Wilder fight. When Wilder charges at him with that power and starts hitting him with the power shot. Now look, I'm not saying Usyk has Wilder power. Don't get me misconstrued. But what I am saying though is if you can pressure Fury and you can be accurate with your punches, you can be slick, you can move around, use your head movement. Don't just be standing there and let him hit you 1-2, 1-2, get out the middle, and then lay on you. You have a good chance not only winning, but you actually have a good chance of going to the scorecards if it does that. So my weakness for Usyk is that the same punishment that he did, see, the same punishment that he did is the same punishment at times that he can't really take. But here and all, he has really nice foot angles. He has nice ways of pushing you back, applying pressure, and he has power in both hands.
That was my number one weakness for Oleksandr Usyk is he can't take those body shots. And I mean, not just the Dubois fight, but go back and look at the Anthony Joshua fight. Go back and look at that second one. Anthony Joshua hit him with a body shot too, and it hurt him. They counted it as a low blow. I'm just saying he's gotten bailed out by that punch many, many times. And somebody like Tyson Fury, who's taller and can be able to throw that body punch with a lot more ease than a Dubois or a Anthony Joshua, that's going to be a problem for Oleksandr Usyk. Because here's the thing. Tyson Fury, I've seen this with Inoue and I've seen it with Spence. Whenever they throw those body shots, they duck their head too low. If I had to point out one little weakness with Inoue, it would be that right there. But with Tyson Fury, what I like about him is when he throws those body shots, he doesn't duck his head low. And obviously it's because he's tall. He could just basically throw a jab and it'll hit Usyk in the body anyway, So I feel like because Tyson Fury could throw that body punch with a lot more ease, plus Tyson Fury definitely has a history of mixing up punches and especially throwing that body punch. He knocked down Deontay Wilder with a body punch too. Everybody keeps forgetting about that. So I feel like that's definitely going to be a tool that Tyson Fury's going to utilize tremendously in this fight, I think. Well, Alexander Usyk, what I will say is this: he's very good at cutting angles. He's very good with footwork. Those Ukrainian fighters, I don't know what it is, man, but Loma and Usyk, they know what they're doing out there. When it comes to footworks, when it comes to cutting angles, when it comes to shifting, they know what they're doing. And somebody who's small and somebody who's quick like an Usyk could definitely cause a lot of problems with Tyson Fury. I'm gonna say this right now. From what I've seen, it looks like Usyk is quicker than Fury, especially in this juncture or this chapter in Tyson Fury's career. I think that Usyk is a lot quicker, which I think that's gonna be a big tool for Usyk. Is basically hitting him with 3 punch combinations and moving out the way. What I like about Usyk, he's not one of those guys that is going to go in there and once he gets you hurt, he's just going to throw a bunch of punches. That's not what Usyk does. What Usyk does is he'll get you hurt, and then he'll throw 3 punches and he'll back out, and then he'll throw another three and he'll back out. Every single time he gets a guy hurt, if you notice when he's going on the attack, he's throwing 3 punches and backing out. He's keeping his space. He's being very cautious while being aggressive at the same time. He's not going to give you the opportunity to hit him with a lucky shot and knock him down. What he's going to do is he's going to get onto the inside, throw 2 or 3 punches, and he's just going to shift and he's going to come back in and he's going to use that jab. And he uses that jab a lot more than he uses his power punches. That jab is a knockout jab, in the cruiserweight division it was. Then obviously when he got to heavyweight, the power didn't really translate. He got his first knockout at heavyweight against Dubois. So you could say that the power at heavyweight for Usyk really isn't there, which means Usyk's going to have to rely on a decision against Tyson Fury, and that's going to be very, very hard. I will say that when you're looking at both these fighters, it's very interesting because I've seen Usyk win a boxing match against Anthony Joshua. I have not seen Tyson Fury win a boxing match against anybody. And by that, I mean he's beaten Deontay Wilder, a power puncher. He's beaten Derek Chisora, a power puncher. He's beaten Dylan White, a power puncher. Francis Ngannou, a power puncher. Steve Cunningham, a power puncher. Vladimir Klitschko, a power puncher. Out of all those guys, Breezy, how many of them are really boxers? Can't point to many. You can't. You cannot point to guys who know how to truly box. And Usyk is that guy. And the reason why I love this fight so much is because we get to see what Tyson Fury does against a real box, against a guy who knows how to box and is going to make you box. Tyson Fury has not been in a chess match before. He's always been going up against the guys who can hit harder than him. He's always been able to come out on top. I want to see what Tyson Fury does in a chess match against a guy who is willing to box him, not brawl with him. And that is going to be what's interesting about this fight. For Usyk, I think what's interesting about this fight for Usyk is he has the chance to do something that no one has ever done, no heavyweight has ever done. We're talking about whoever wins this fight is going to be the first ever 4-belt undisputed champion in the heavyweight division. That is crazy, Breezy. I mean, the last undisputed heavyweight champion I think I could remember, probably Evander Holyfield. And that was a long time ago. I could be wrong. You can fact check me all you like. But if Oleksandr Usyk wins this fight, everybody forgets he was undisputed at cruiserweight. So he will be the third fighter in boxing history to be a 2-time undisputed champion beside Naoya Inoue and Terrence Crawford. So, I mean, there's a lot on the line for Usyk. If you're talking about pressure, Usyk's got the pressure on him. You got to beat Tyson Fury, who's basically the number one heavyweight in the division. You have all this history behind you if you do, and it's all one fight away. Now, with Tyson Fury, a lot of people are questioning whether he still got it, whether he's past his prime after that Ngannou fight. There's a lot of pressure on him, too, to prove that he's still the Gypsy King, that he's still Tyson Fury. And those questions are going to be answered. But obviously, I'm kind of going off track a little bit. The strengths for Oleksandr Usyk to win this fight: use your angles, use your quickness, and keep on shifting. Mix your punches up just like Tyson Fury does. Hit him in the body, hit him in the head. And if you do get him hurt, don't go full in on the attack. Do what you've been doing, 3-punch combinations and slip out. Make Tyson Fury have to catch you. And I'm telling you, if Usyk can use that speed, use that quickness, I think Usyk has a really good shot at getting a unanimous decision and becoming undisputed, undefeated, 2-time undisputed champion. Now, with that being said, before we get to predictions, Breezy, I do want to mention that DraftKings does have their betting odds. I'm going to read them real quick. This is very, very close. Very close. Tyson Fury is a minus 120 favorite. Oleksandr Usyk plus 100 underdog. That's as close as you can get. If we're talking about how the fight outcome will go, they got Tyson Fury at plus 175 for a decision or technical decision. They got Oleksandr Usyk at plus 180 for decision or technical decision. If you're rooting for a knockout or you think a knockout is going to happen, Tyson Fury by KO plus 380, Oleksandr Usyk by KO plus 500. I'm not going to lie to you. If you guys are betting fans, this isn't really the fight to bet on, because even if you vote for Usyk, Even if you bet on Usyk, you're really not going to win that much. You'll win a decent amount, but it's not going to be crazy. So this wouldn't be the fight that I would bet on. But I'll say this right now, even DraftKings has it at 50-50. So you know what, Breezy? I'm gonna ask you, do you see a decision? Do you see a knockout? Are you rooting for the underdog? Are you rooting for the favorite? Out of all the favorable options I just gave you, which one are you going for?
Fury decision. I mean, here's the thing, right? I always say this. It's always a concept about beating a champ decisively. And I think what people got to understand is that to an extent with Fury is that even in the Nagano fight, which a lot of people thought Nagano won, it was no significant lead up or edge out. I feel like with this fight, it's gonna be a nice chess match. It's gonna be back and forth. It's gonna be very paced, but I just don't see it being a knockout. I think these guys are such boxers to the point where it's like at any given moment, it's like, I don't want to take his best shot, but I don't want to take his best shot. They're not letting they know they're boxers, but they're not letting each other forget that at any given moment, he could drop me, he could drop me. So I don't see it going nowhere near a KO or a stoppage, me personally. And you know what? I eat crow if I'm wrong. I got Tyson Fury for a controversial unanimous decision. I think hear me out, hear me out, let me cook, hear me out. I think it's gonna be very back and forth. And I think it's gonna have rounds where Usyk tees off on him. But the ref ain't gonna give him no rounds like that. And I really think Tyson Fury gonna have his moments where he get his off. Pause, no diddy. Um, and I think in the end, I think it's gonna be a controversial. Just know this, y'all. When it's all said and done after May 18th, you're gonna see a lot of people saying robbery, but Tyson Fury is gonna remain the champion. Just so y'all know, I'm giving y'all a spoiler.
The odds for a draw is 1,400. If I'm a better, I'm taking those odds right there. I'm not saying this is going to end in a draw, but best believe if I was a better, I'm betting. Unfortunately, I can't bet because South Carolina, it is illegal. So I'm unfortunately out of luck. However, ain't nobody saying this couldn't end in a draw. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking those odds, man. I am taking those odds. Might as well just bet it. Put a $5 bet on it and get it cash out. It's a draw. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen it before. Canelo Golovkin, the big fights, they end up a lot of them end up in getting becoming draws.
Alden Fury one was a draw.
That's what I'm saying. So like might as well. I mean, might as well just have it as a draw because might as well just bet on that. Put $5 on a draw. That would be my best advice. And if it doesn't work out, you lose $5. But if it does work out, you're cashing out. I'm gonna say this. My actual prediction, I think Fury unanimous decision, maybe like 7 rounds to 3. I do think that Fury's height, Fury's weight, I think that's definitely gonna be an issue. I do think that he's going to land that body punch with ease because I just can't see Oleksandr Usyk stopping it. And I do think that maybe, because I wouldn't hold it against him. Maybe Usyk gets a knockdown on Fury. But I will say this. I think Fury is going to bounce back up. And I think he's going to end up just controlling the fight. I can't see Oleksandr Usyk doing too much to Tyson Fury besides using that quickness. And if he can't use that quickness, if Tyson Fury is just going to surround him in the corner, is just going to cut the space on him and basically take over this fight, I don't see Oleksandr Usyk being able to outbox Tyson Fury. And we could say what we want. A lot of people are going to say, oh, Tyson Fury's not focused on this fight. He's out of shape. He's talking all this nonsense. Usyk's training hard. Usyk is a class act, blah, blah, blah. Tyson Fury literally took off his shirt during the Vladimir Klitschko press conference and said, "This is what a fat man looks like, and you're gonna lose to him." And then proceeded to beat Vladimir Klitschko. You think Tyson Fury hasn't been down this road before? He beat Vladimir Klitschko. He shocked the world when he beat Deontay Wilder. He shocked the world the first fight, the second fight, even the third fight. He solidified himself. This guy, I mean, he's done it time and time again. Say what you want about Tyson Fury, but I truly do believe he is a legendary heavyweight champion. Say what you want about him. Like, I mean, you don't have to like him. I don't like him, but I can't knock all the accomplishments he's done in boxing. I can't knock it. And I feel like being down this road before, I feel like being the guy who is under the bright lights, he's able to get it done. No, I'm not saying Usyk has never been under those bright lights, and I'm not saying Usyk doesn't have his fair share of basically pulling upsets. I mean, him beating Anthony Joshua was an upset of its own. Then he proved that he was the real deal when he did it twice. But Tyson Fury, I think, is just a different beast. And I think that when you're dealing with somebody who's that big and somebody who can push their weight around the way he does, no Diddy, I think that it's just going to be hard to beat him. So I'm going to go with Tyson Fury, unanimous decision. But I mean, Breezy, unless you got something to add, then I say we break it down right there. Fury versus Usyk, May 18th. By the way, that's on Breezy's birthday, so make sure y'all go give him some happy birthday wishes when that day comes. Undisputed heavyweight champion, four belt era. I mean, you want to talk about stakes? I mean, this is 10 out of 10. This is as big as it gets. You know what I'm saying? So Usyk has the chance to become a two-time undisputed champion. Tyson Fury has the chance to become an undisputed heavyweight champion. Whoever wins this will cement their legacy, cement their heavyweight champion legacy. And I'm waiting for this fight, man. I can't wait for May 18th to come. It's going to be a great fight. With that being said, Breezy, do you want to break it out?
Said birthday next Saturday on Fury and Usyk fight day. Y'all know what the deal is. Make sure y'all tune in. Look, we seen the love y'all been giving us on the YouTube. We appreciate it. We see the comments, we see the likes, we see the views jumping up. We appreciate every single one of y'all that tune in each and every single week to watch us and watch what we building and watch what we trying to do with this platform. Please stay tuned. We're doing more. Each season we taking it up. Make sure y'all keep tuning in. Share it, share it. We don't care who you share it to. Just keep sharing it. We appreciate all the love and support. Y'all know what the deal is. We are the Punchers Point. We're on every week and some Saturdays. Make sure y'all stay on point with the Punchers Point, and we out.